Welcome back, boys and girls. So in today's video I'm going to finish the syllabus. As you know that we discussed these all learning objective other than these, because these related to just theories and you must refer to your book to just read them properly so that you have an idea. Rest starting from 2.2 till 2.4 we discussed, and even we just write it some of the formulas. Okay, so right now I'm going to discuss about the formula making of covalent molecules. So this is till now the progress what we discussed in our previous videos. If you missed that, I will post the link in the description so that you can go back and watch these videos carefully, so to learn about all these. So right now today we are going to talk about some of the formula making of covalent molecules. Formula making of covalent molecules. Understood? Okay, what we are going to do here, first of all, remember, whenever the examiner give you a compound to name or write the formula, you must have to understand what type of the compound it is. Either it is ionic or covalent. Ionic is called as involves ions. It involves ions, whereas covalent involves molecules. In ionic we must have to simplify, write the formula in the simplified form, but in covalent we must not do. We must have to show all the actual numbers. Okay, so right now how to identify if there is a combination of metal and non-metal. If there is a combination of metal and non-metal, remember this is not the definition. Okay, metal and non-metal, or in other words, cation anion. If the cation and anions are combined, then this goes to the ionic side, and we must have to follow all those rules which we learned earlier. For molecules, you just say when non-metal is combined with another non-metal. So whenever you have the situation, then you immediately say this is covalent molecule, and we must have to follow the rules like I'm writing here. Okay, when you decided the molecule is covalent, then there are two parts. First of all, writing name from formula. Writing name from formula, and the other one is writing formula from the name. So from the name, if you are going to write the formula, what you are going to do, first write the number of atoms, followed by, then write name of atom. For last atom and the name using IDE. For example, chlorine, chloride, oxygen, oxide. Fluorine should be ended with fluoride in this way. So here I mentioned that write the number of atoms first. For numbers, always refer, if there is one number, always say it is mono. It is what? Mono. If there are two numbers of the atoms, then we say di. For 3 we say tri. For 4 we say tetra. For 5 we say penta. For 6 we say hexa or heg. For 7 hepta, 8 octa, and so on. Okay, you must have to memorize these numbers. Now I'm taking an example for you so that you can easily understand what that means. For example, I'm writing this SF6. This is a molecule. First of all, you recognize this is non-metal. This is non-metal present to the left side, right side of the staircase. Fluorine is also non-metal, so whenever you observe there is a combination of non-metal, so this is covalent molecule. This is what? This is covalent, and we must have to follow the rules of the covalent formula making. What I said, this is the formula. We are going to write the name. How we are going to write the name? Just mention how many sulfur you have. So we have 1 sulfur, so 1 is referred to mono, so we will write mono sulfur. As I said, first write the number of atoms, then write what? The name of the atom. Okay, so this is what? Mono sulfur. Then how many fluorine atoms we have? 6. 6 refer to hexa, so it should be hexa, and the last atom should be ended with IDE, so it is fluorine. It will be ended as fluoride. It will be ended as fluoride. So the common name or monosulfur fluoride. As I said, for first atoms we may ignore 1. We may ignore 1. So this name is correct, as well as if I write sulfur monofluoride, this is sulfur hexafluoride, this should be also fine. Sulfur hexafluoride. Understood? One more example to make it more clear and confirm. I'm writing one more example. If I say P2O5, okay, I'm just saying P2O5. P2O5. So for example, again, phosphorus is non-metal, oxygen is also non-metal, so the combination of non-metal is covalent molecule, so we have to follow the rules for the naming. So how many phosphorus atoms we have? 2, so we can say di for 2, and name of the atom is phosphorus, diphosphorus. The next is oxygen. How many atoms we have? 5. 5 refers to penta, and the last atom is ended with IDE, so it will be pentaoxide. Understood? So proceeding with the second part, B. As I said, for B, if we are provided with the name and we are supposed to write the formula, what we are going to do? So writing formula from name. It is very easy. From name, as we learn a lot, so we can do it very easily. How? Write symbol. Write symbol of the atom. Symbol of atom first. Then write number of that atoms. Number of that atom as subscript. As subscript. Subscript is what? The lower power. For example, I'm going to give you a simple name, dihydrogen dioxide. So this has two parts, you can easily see. As I mentioned, write down the symbol first. So dihydrogen, you can figure it out, this is the name of atom. So the name of atom is what? H. Sorry, symbol of the atom is what? H. Okay, from this name we can recognize the symbol. Then how many atoms of hydrogen we have? Di, and di refers to 2, and we have to write that 2 as subscript. So this is the lower power or subscript. Next, dioxide. So oxide refers to the name of the element which belongs to oxygen. Okay, so O. And then how many atoms we have? Di. Again, di refers to 2. So you can easily write the formula is H2O2. Clear? So another, I'm going to write one more example for you. Like I say carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. How are we going to write the formula? How? Just see, there is carbon, but the number of carbon atoms are missing. So by default, when the numbers are missing, by default is should remains 1. So how many carbon atoms? Symbol for the carbon is 1. Number was missing, but we suppose that the number missing mean 1. So 1 carbon. Then dioxide. So oxide refers to the symbol O, and then di stand for 2. So the formula should be CO2. As I said, we can ignore 1. So finally we can write it as CO2. So you have to practice as many as you can. Finally, to summarize this chapter, okay, chapter 2 from this AP Chang Chemistry. So you are supposed to given some of the compounds that has some part from the ionic side, like this MgSO4. Then you can see this dot, and then you can see water. So all these type of the molecules, for example, again writing another compound calcium sulfate and 10H2O. Okay, so whenever you see these type of the compounds, these are called as hydrated compounds. These are called as what? These are hydrated compounds. Mean contains water of crystallization. Hydrated compounds. How to name them? Just use the type of the ionic compound which is there. So in this case it is magnesium sulfate. Magnesium sulfate. And then there is 7 water. Water here should be referred as hydrate. As hydrate. Okay. And this number we use the formula name from covalent one, because water is a covalent. So 7 is hepta. We can say heptahydrate. Heptahydrate. So complete name should be magnesium sulfate heptahydrate. For this one, this is calcium sulfate or calcium sulfate. Okay, calcium sulfate, but you pronounce, spell remains the same. Okay, and then it contains 10 water. Water is referred to hydrate, but the number 10 is deca. Number 10 is what? Decahydrate. Is that clear? And finally, there are some acids which have common names. You must have to remember. HCl. This is a covalent molecule called as monohydrogen monochloride, but commonly known as hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. Next, for example, I say H2SO4. This is actually dihydrogen sulfate, but commonly known as sulfuric acid. H2CO3, dihydrogen carbonate, commonly known as carbonic acid. Is that clear? So you must have to remember some of the common names as well. So for now, I think we discussed quickly in a brief way what are the main concepts used in chapter 2. You may study your chapter, okay, and if you have any question you can ask questions anytime. And the wholly purpose is to facilitate you. Many of you miss the classes, so, and furthermore, this is for all those students who are learning chemistry. So this is the basic concept and are included in every syllabus, so it will facilitate all of the students. I hope this helped. If you have any question you can ask me. Stay tuned, stay connected, stay healthy, take care of yourself. We'll see you inshallah